And I comment back. I'm always in the comments. So, but that's what all battling is. And Jay should know that as well, too. We left condoms on the baby seat. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, the gloves is off. You know what I'm saying? Is that your chick? Jay's got his fair share of all of that as well, too. So that's why I'm kind of shocked. Because we got to hear, when legends talk, you know what I'm saying? When legends talk, we got to listen. When legends talk and drop game, we got to listen. We got to understand what goes on here. I don't think a lot of people take the time to listen to what artists have to say. They rather just hear them make music and then just move on. But for me, I like to hear what artists have to say because you learn a lot when these artists talk. And Jay-Z's been the man of controversy for many, many years. Don't forget to like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel. We are about to listen to a legend talk. We are about to listen to a legend talk. And he goes by the name of Hov, Ace of the OV. And he said a lot. You know, I've been ignoring some of the things, but the thing that caught my eye and my attention when he was like, I'm Hov, I'm Jay-Z, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's what got me here. You know what I mean? So there's a lot to unpack for this. This is a hip-hop conversation. This is hip-hop stuff from a legend, from one of the GOATs. He ain't my GOAT, but he's a lot of people's GOATs. But when he talks, I listen. When legends talk, I listen. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what Jay-Z got to talk about here. We played enough defense. In 2026, it's all offense right now. Let's go.
It's been a long time since you sat down for one of these.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
What have you been up to?
Wow, everything, a lot. Most people go.
We did this interview in January. Word, yo, I was just saying this shit. I was like, yo, Jay hasn't done an interview since probably like the Breakfast Club and shit.
Through their things, you know, very privately.
You took it on tour.
Live every night. It was so healing. I'm fucking Jay-Z.
Respectfully. It is the line.
Word. Like, for what? To what end?
How would you rate your 2025, like looking back on the last year?
It was hard, really hard. I was like heartbroken.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad we got right to that, you know, so we could just get that out the way.
Okay.
Like I was really heartbroken by like everything that occurred, you know, with all like, you know, we in a space now where it's just like, almost like consequence is not thought about enough. So everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that whole Busby.
This civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
That shit took a lot out of it.
Oh, we get into the nitty gritty early. You know, see, what's funny is that a lot of people thought this was going to be quote unquote a curated type interview or an interview where, you know, Jay-Z wasn't going to answer certain questions. And I was like, hold on now. I was like, we got to watch the whole thing. We just can't take certain things out of context here. And I'm a big context guy, you know what I'm saying? I like to see things from the horse's mouth and everything. And I was like, for Jay-Z to answer questions and answer things that have been on the internet tells me a lot already. You know what I'm saying? Because he's addressing things that were internet rumors, conspiracies, and everything. And this is just from the minor clips that I've seen. So obviously with this here, because a lot of people want to see the downfall of Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? We understand, or we don't understand. We think Jay-Z has funny business handlings and does funny things, but you know, we're never behind the scenes, and we always like to run against things and see people's downfall is my big thing. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that we're getting to the nitty gritty nice and early.
I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like you don't put that on someone. Like that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like you have to be super sure before you put those kind of things on a person. Especially a person like me. Like even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids. You know, you hear those sayings, but those are things that I took from the street. You know, morals, integrity,
Codes.
code. Those things I took because we lived and died by that. So it's strict for me. Like, it meant a lot to me. I took that really hard. And I knew that we was gonna walk through that. We was gonna walk through that because, you know, first of all, it's not true, and the truth is,
I mean, Ezo, to an extent, yes, to an extent, but based off of what people seen, people thought he wasn't gonna answer these type of questions. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, listen. I already know Jay ain't doing no 35. This is just what we getting right now. I'm pretty sure there's more to it, but this is just what I've seen so far. If there's more to it, send that, because I do want to do a whole breakdown and conversation piece about this interview and stuff like that. So if you lurking and smirking, hit that like button, man. We're listening and we're talking a little bit about this, but this is dope.
you know, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme.
When you're feeling these feelings, how do you then bounce back and get back to being Jay-Z?
I don't know. This is the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense.
Which also means a Jay-Z album's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. A Jay album's definitely coming. It's on the way. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely about to get some Jay-Z sounds real soon, which I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited for that. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing that our legends are going to drop some music. And based off of this will probably give us a little insight on what the album may or may not be about, especially just because he's got a lot to talk about. And now he's playing offense. So he's gonna address a lot of things, I think, on this album too, is what I'm gathering very early from this interview.
When we
which
first
hasn't
dropped
started
Reasonable
yet.
Doubt, we sold 34,000 records. We went like at MTV, like, give us a performance in the last slot.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? You don't even have a video that we played. They ain't say these words, but you know what I'm saying. The energy was like, you're new.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't proven yourself. But in our mind, the fact that we released an album was proof enough of concept. We did it. That was hard then. We remember, we're not in control of distribution, marketing, anything. We're going like a street level, street team approach to this. And so when we put the album out, that was the win.
Yeah.
And we had some success. And remember, on the streets, we were platinum. Anywhere you was gonna go, you was gonna hear Reasonable Doubt.
Did you feel that way?
Also, shout out to this young brother having an interview with Jay-Z too as well. That's pretty fire. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who wants to be able to have interviews with some dope artists, some legendary people, and build the channel like that, I mean, my man got the access right now. So shout out to this brother as well too, to be able to be the first person in years to interview Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? That's dope as fuck too.
At the time, though?
No, at the time I wanted a deal.
Were you
That's why I went to
dejected
every single
almost?
label. Huh?
Did you feel like dejected or?
I wasn't. Yes, I was rejected, not dejected.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Like, every door was, but I always believed in myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't a moment that I thought I'm not good enough for this industry. At every rejection, I thought, why do they have this guy in place? He doesn't know what's going on.
Like, they're slacking.
They're
not seeing the vision. When you look back at that time, are there things that you're glad that you didn't know?
Yeah, of course. It's almost like if you're in the room and you go through this room and you get to the end and you open the door and you're like, wow. And then you turn back and you turn the lights off and it was like pits and snakes. You know, your naive nature just naturally navigated you through the dark. And that's made up for the things that we didn't know. And it helps because you can learn something so much that you just tap out. I think that happens a lot in the music business. Like, people get in the music business for the right reasons and they're very passionate about it, but then it becomes Monday.
It reminds me of an old Kanye quote of something he said about you. When he said, with Jay, you always see the win. What do you think he meant by that?
I think that showed the entire picture, from You Must Love Me to Regrets to, you know, Soon You Understand. But the wins are so big that I can see where that can dominate a person's memory. You forget the losses.
Yeah.
See, what's funny is that everybody always pays attention really to the wins when, like, literally the losses happen probably more often than the wins. It's just that sometimes when you're just so big, dog, you're not gonna peep those losses and shit. You know what I'm saying? But Jay's definitely been one of those dudes that's came up through the rankings for a long time, dog. This shit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta respect it. Whether you like Jay-Z or dislike Jay-Z, you can't deny the grind and the hustle and the work that he's put in to get to where he's at.
Or the perception.
Yeah, or that becomes the perception that it's
Right.
only wins. And then I do say I will not lose. So
Well,
I could
I
add to the
will
perception
not
as well.
lose.
I was gonna say you also are really good at kind of like, you have a discipline of almost
Shout
like
out to the Change the Game off the Rock La Familia album, one of my favorite Jay-Z albums of all time.
shrugging off any kind of perception of a loss. Like,
Yeah.
what's the next go 0 for 82? I'll look at you like it's gravy. Like, you know?
Yeah, because it's all wins. If I had 0.1 of the Nets, I won.
Or
it's like I had ownership.
Yo, you have to have a different mindset though to be like, yo, I won, and that's why I fuck with Jay too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a win somewhere in there, no matter how people look at it, because he thinks on the bigger picture of things. Jay-Z is always a bigger picture type of guy, and I think that's why people kind of like don't fuck with Jay-Z, because he thinks beyond what the average person may think or how a person may see it and shit.
In a basketball team like, in Brooklyn.
is that something you continue to apply?
Dub.
Like,
It's a
Yeah.
dub.
when, God forbid, something goes wrong,
Yeah.
don't freak out. We can.
It's not even God forbid when something goes wrong. Something goes wrong.
goes wrong all the
Everything in
time.
life happens for your greatest good.
Mhm.
Everything. I had to not get a deal in order to become who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like the greatest blessing of all. It was the greatest blessing that I didn't get a deal, right? So again, everything in your life, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
When you
Don't skip over that.
yeah,
It's not happening to you, it's happening.
I'm about to say, catch that jewel for that. Catch that jewel in there. Jay's dropping jewels early. A lot of people, listen, Jay's a jewel dropper. Jay is a jewel
For
dropper.
you. Don't skip over that. It's not happening to you, right? So again, everything in your life, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
Happening for you.
when you
Don't skip over
Skip
that.
over that.
yeah,
It's not happening to you, it's happening,
It's happening
for you.
So
You just got to know the distinction. Everything is just how you relate to it. There's no good or bad.
facts.
Shit happens. It's life.
when did you reach that?
Listen, it's all about the perception of things, dog. That is a fact. If you look at something one way, like what you put into how you look into something is how it's gonna come out. Like if you have a bad situation come out to you, you only see the bad. You're always gonna hold yourself down, dog. But if you see the silver lining in that shit, you always gonna come out on top. That's why I always say, like, self-reflection and shit like that is always key, dog.
Acceptance of that concept, though.
I read a lot of books earlier, Seed of the Soul, Celestine Prophecies, and all these different books, and I was picking up all these gems and jewels on the way.
Yep.
But I was also 26 when I came in, and I lived a lot of life
Yeah.
in those 26 years. Marcy to Trenton, New Jersey, to Cambridge, Maryland, to Newport News, Virginia. I met all sorts of people, been in all sorts of situations, and I came out without a scratch. Never been to jail.
3 shots never touched me.
3 shots never touched me. I came out unscathed. It was very rare. And I was always curious after that. Once you reach that part, like I've had the living, and now I'm like, man, why did that happen? I'm always questioning, like, why did that happen? Why did it happen that way?
Always gotta question things. Why? Facts. I already know I'm about to fuck with this interview. It's probably gonna make me fuck with Jay-Z on like a whole different type of level. Like, Jay-Z is one of those artists for me that when I grew up I was really not like banging with as far as like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was somebody who just I didn't gravitate towards, but I listened to him. But I was always like, Biggie's better. I was always one of those Biggie's better type of dudes with Jay. But as I've gotten older, I probably say somewhere around like not Holy Grail, but when I was older in my 20s, you know what I'm saying, is when I started gravitating more towards Jay as like somebody who I was rocking with because of just what he was saying and what he rapped about. So I went back, you know what I'm saying, because as a child and as an adolescent, I wasn't really a Jay-Z guy. Like, I was a Biggie guy, you know what I'm saying. So I had to grow up in order to fuck with Jay. That's why I think for me, I really rock with 444 as one of his better albums. A lot of people don't like that, but I was at a different time in life. I was seeing the world a lot differently. I was understanding things a lot differently. So I was hearing what Jay was talking about. Jay been talking that shit for a long time. You know, you just wasn't there to mature. I wasn't mature at the time. So
I want to ask you just a little bit about A Written Testimony specifically, just because that was the most recent release. think it came out like right before the pandemic started, so
Yeah,
you guys
like
didn't
the
talk
day.
about that much. The day.
Yeah, my favorite verses off that just jumbled track. I love that track. It's so noisy and just so unorthodox. Flux capacitor. Flux capacitor.
You know what's funny about that? So I don't know if you remember this. You and I were emailing about that because I wrote about that album, and I said this verse is crazy even if it's offbeat.
Yeah.
And you said that being offbeat was the point, champ. And I was like, well, what can I say to that?
Yeah, sometimes you need to sit
crazy. I'm bad.
in the pocket. 'Cause my pocket is always, it's like with a foot over the thing anyway. It's always hanging to the last moment. And it's like, because sometimes I try to fit a lot of words into like a small space. Then that last word just like get in the door.
Sticking with a written testimony, you have a couple of verses on there that I really like because they kind of speak to what's going on with you in a broader sense in the culture, like on Universal Soldier, I think it is, when you said that you don't keep the same energy for the DuPonts and the Carnegies.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artist. That's a mind game. What we would call back in the day for tricknology. It's like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take no one.
That's where people start questioning Jay, because we do remember the Rockefeller days. We do remember certain things. But then as you get older though too, on the other side of that coin, I feel like that's more about just getting a better grasp and understanding of business and understanding of how things go. That's why they always say you can't really mix business with friends. You know what I'm saying? A business with pleasure and shit like that, because some people get so jaded of being such a close friend with you that when somebody sees an advantage of something that could better them, they might think that they're trying to short them, not knowing that there's just a different side of the business. Like something that I always understood with Jay and what I've learned is that it's always business with Jay. And Jay sees the business side of things. And a lot of people don't see the business side. People see the friendship. And they see bits and pieces of the business side, but Jay is always about the business. And some people don't like that. That could be cutthroat in some people's eyes, but that's also what makes a lot of that's what separates the people that are great in this business and not great in this business. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people struggle with that. You know what I'm saying? So Jay is always going to be looked at the bad guy because he's business first. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things, Jay is always going to be business first. People got to understand that.
Not my reputation.
You know what's funny, E-Money? I was looking at that song. I was like, yo, what song he talking about right now? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I got to know what he's talking about. I looked that up. I was like, I got to hear that now. Because like, I don't listen to Jay Electronica like that. I ain't going to lie. I don't listen to him like that. So that was a song that he had. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Jay was on that. I wasn't going to catch it because I don't listen to Jay Electronica.
That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loophole.
You know what's funny? I think you would wash M in the verses too. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mickey Fax had this conversation a little bit ago. You know what I'm saying, on the pod, bro. Like it's like a 13-7. You know what I'm saying? It's 13-7. Jay.
In the system or some wrinkle in a conversation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in a capitalist structure. That structure.
See, I feel like he can say that and sell that to us, but I feel like you definitely still kind of did. That's just my personal opinion. Like how you did it, I don't know. But you found loopholes because that's how most successful people really kind of do it too, right? Like they find a loophole, they find a hole in the system, like they are able to maneuver certain things. Like that's no secret, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's all right, Jay. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you don't, you want to make it seem like you didn't do people dirty or you didn't, be about the business, but you business first. It's cool, though.
Exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
said something just now though about you pushing independence, right? Kind of like in the spirit of Prince. When you embody that, do you feel like you are kind of setting a mold or leading a charge for like what the successful black man is allowed to do, and like
Yeah.
breaking these spaces, breaking these confines?
Yeah. I even want you to take that out of your vocabulary.
Take what?
Allowed. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to do anything. You know, in order for someone to allow you, they have to have authority over you. No one has authority over us. We exist like everyone else here. No one can allow us to do anything.
See, I like hearing that because me, even in my brain, I'm like, maybe I do have to, because I'm just like, yo, like you in a different echelon, so like you can feel that way, but you have to build that way. Sometimes you are allowed to like do things based off of like your privilege and your opportunities and things you see. I can't say I fully agree with that, and that's where I feel like realities are different too. His reality is so much different than ours, where like he feels that that's where it's at, but I feel like there's levels to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I agree and disagree with that statement. I'm not going to lie to you. He's right in some aspects, like, you know, nobody has authority over you, but sometimes some people do, depending on your situation where you're at. And sometimes you are allowed to be in certain spaces. You're allowed to have certain opportunities based off of just whatever the situation is. So I agree and disagree with that. We are allowed to do things sometimes. Like, I get it. It's kind of like saying, like, I'm trying, like, you know, you're not trying to do anything, say do. So I get the concept of it. That's a concept thing. I understand the concept 100%.
Take that out of your vocabulary.
Take what?
Allowed. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to do anything. You know, in order for someone to allow you, they have to have authority over you. No one has authority over us. We exist like everyone else here. No one can allow us to do anything. But that word comes from a real space. And I want to eliminate all those type of words for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So the answer to that is yes.
When you're on a mission to eliminate words like allow, like you said, do you feel like that makes you a target sometimes from
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. What's the Nipsey thing? Pray for me, y'all. One day I'm gonna have to pay for these thoughts. Real niggas is extinct. It ain't safe for me, my dog. These are real fucking lyrics.
You've come back to that a lot in the last few years. Like the more reveal me, the more they will kill me. Stuff like that. When you say they, like who is that?
Whatever the threat to, however the system is set up to keep things at status quo.
The powers that be.
And
Simple as that.
keep us in a position of using words like allow. So anyone that's culpable in creating the system that we operate under, that's they.
Yeah.
That's they. And it actually goes beyond color.
Yeah.
Because I've encountered that a lot. Where
it's not even color at that point. Once you talk that conversation, that's just power, money, greed, financial situations, economic classism, you know what I'm saying, all of that.
It's just like, okay, this successful black man make it. Let me go to him.
Yeah.
And for help. And they're like, we don't fuck with no rap shit.
Oh wow.
Not like out like that, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's the energy.
Like the
Vibes.
energy. It's
You know,
like
energy.
you see the energy.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking about how you described last year as being angry and for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
I wondered what it felt like to be pulled back into that feeling and how you pulled yourself out or how you leaned on the people around you.
Yeah.
You've been saying to pull you
Yeah, I
out.
needed the people around me more than ever. Because usually when I have that feeling, I would just make music and just be therapeutic. I'll be able to, I'll bloat it out.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you know, I'll move on. I had to sit in that for a long time. And luckily,
That's crazy hearing that from Jay, because it's like he hasn't done music in so long. I feel like that it's just like because he's retired, right? So he's just finding other outlets and other ways to kind of like deal with real problems. You know what I mean? And it's like something that I feel like I've heard retired NBA players say, you know what I'm saying, where it's like life after basketball. So he's dealing with like real life things, not after rap, but like I guess in his world technically it would be like after rap, because when's the last time we really heard a Jay album? You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the last time we heard Jay features every now and then, but like a Jay album, a Jay project in this term, because everybody puts out a project when they going through something or when they, like he said, it's therapeutic. So it's crazy hearing him say that too.
I had to be able to, I bloat it out.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you know, I'll move on. I had to sit in that
Yeah.
for a long time. And luckily I had that. And right, again, I built this this circle that's really safe for me, of people that really love me, not using me, and like, you know, really care for my best interests. So I was able to have that in the time, you know, the most crucial time for me,
Yeah.
especially people that were close to me, and I'll explain. So like, you know, when those type of things happen, people run. They don't care what happened. They don't care. It's like, save yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I have partners. You know, I've had big deals with, I called my guy from LVMH, hey man, this is coming, and I can't get rid of it. I can't take a settlement.
Yeah.
It ain't in my DNA. First of all, first I
I ain't
become my
gonna lie.
wife. That's just
Let me word this right. I ain't always for the people that do the settlement stuff, because I feel like that implements some form of guilt sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the logistics of that part too, where it's like, you know, it saves the paper and like all that stuff. I get that too. But I'm also like, nah, like if I really feel like this is some bullshit, I'm gonna fight for that. Like, I'm not giving you a dime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not giving, because I feel like, once again, a settlement, it leaves too much room and too much opportunity for people to put you in doubt, you know what I'm saying, and make it seem like you did it and that you're a guilty person. So I always kind of was like, I don't mind that move, you know what I'm saying? It's fighting for something that you know is wrong, you know what I'm saying? That you was like, nah, because why give bread up when you know you ain't do nothing? I'm always big on that. Don't pay for a lie, or don't settle out just to settle out. Just, you know, and some people don't care about leaving that room of, you know, people being like, you did that shit. But yeah, nah, I feel Jay on that.
back up.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't even in me. I couldn't, I know what this is gonna, the weight that this is gonna bring on our family. I can't do it. The makeup, I would die. It would have been cheaper, yes.
Right.
Cheaper, quicker,
Yeah.
move on with your life.
But
It was
nah.
like a testament, because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible. And not only we standing by you, but what do you need?
Yeah. What did you kind of do to come back from that personally or emotionally, I guess?
I'm still working with that. That's a great question. I'm still dealing with that.
What was it like watching Blue come into her own even more on this most recent tour?
That was amazing.
Like,
You know, because on the first tour, you know, there was a lot of like, you know, conversation around her first performance, and she worked really hard to get to that point, but she still wasn't going for it. She still was like going through the motions, and then after that, she just started going for it. Like, she started fighting back. I saw her fight, maybe for the first time in her life, like fighting back. You know, like, not everything is just given to her and everything is easy. She had to fight for that, and she fought for it. Then to see her do the amount of work, she's almost on every number.
yeah.
I had to take her off physically or some number. Like, man, you can't be on that stage where she's singing, you know, 6-inch heels. You crazy? That's never gonna happen. You know, like, it was like that. It was like a fight.
Or
She wanted to dance every single number, and that's a lot of, you know, choreography to remember.
Facts.
She was 13 at the time. That's a lot, and she was nailing it. She was going crazy.
that's what's up.
Yeah. Like, Blue is a crazy pianist,
Or
but she won't let us get her like a teacher. She don't want to be mentored in that way, because she wants it to feel just like fun. She don't want it to be a job. But when she has a perfect pitch, anything. If she hears a song, she'll be like, play it again, and then she'll play it.
oh wow.
Like, she'll teach herself. She'll find the notes, and then she's off playing it. That's just talent. Because we tell her, like, you know, that's not normal, right? And she's just like, no, I just want to play. I enjoy playing. Let me just play. So she doesn't work at that. She worked at this, you know, and, you know, it makes me proud that she fought for something that she really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be able to get off that stage now. I don't know.
You pop out like when you want to, you record when you want to, like you're not in that like that stricture.
Yeah, I think 444 released a lot. Although it's the hardest album for me to make,
Not personal.
it's still hard to. I can't even listen to 444. because it's the album that I was always afraid to make. You know what I mean? Like you think about like, man, I want to make an album like it's just like pure and just like
Super
vulnerable
open,
and just
yeah,
like
personal.
the real interior thoughts. You know, not like, you know, it's super.
Like I said, I thought 444 was one of his best albums because it was more of a mature album. You know what I'm saying? Like we love those type of records. Like it's risky, but we love that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, dog. Hype the video as well too. Shout out Jay, man. I know a lot of people don't fuck with Jay, but Jay a legend. Shout out Jay.
Man, like this mythical figure.
So it's interesting for you to like pinpoint that, because like we were saying earlier, the last time you did one of these like kind of real sit downs was around 444, when that had like just happened and just come out. So I'm curious now, like what it's like that it's been some time since that, and how you've kind of evolved with those changes and going through that door, like you said.
I'm super proud of the work that I've done and put in, and to be able to do that in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
Like most people, you know, they get to, you know, go through their things, you know, very privately. Right?
You took it on tour.
Live every night. It was so healing. 444 to like everything is love. That's a real chapter in life that you know, it got recorded.
Everything is love. You're rapping like really, like there's some crazy verses on there where you're just like flowing nuts. Like
Yeah.
friends and nice, you know, like.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm a fan of my wife's creativity. She's a monster in the studio. She can hear like a sound off of like a drum 8 months prior and be like, what happened to that drum that was, remember that song that I'm like, no. And she'll pull out a drum sound that's like needed for that moment. You know what I mean? Like, she's a great producer. So when you're around that type of talent, it's just like, again, you know, you're in that type of energy, you know, people bringing music and, you know, it's just a vibe. So those verses were just crafted because we were just having a good time.
It feels like you and her are in a real creative zone too right now. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like the last couple albums she's put out, I've noticed your name in the liner notes a lot too. Like, I can kind of picture you like in the studio flowing like Unicorn is the uniform you put on, you know?
Yeah, but you know, again, it's that energy. Like I know what she's trying to accomplish, and anything that I can contribute. I mean, for my family.
That's just crazy that they got like greatness just all up in the studio everywhere, though. That's pretty crazy.
First of all, you know, I thought it was super important and a challenge and fun to be in the room.
Does that give you some of your own creative spark to get back to your own zone and get the pen out?
It actually does the opposite.
Really?
I'm actually fulfilled in that space. You know what I mean? Just to be like, you know, a small cog in that wheel. I'm getting out that creativity. But again, I was just so like heavy.
That explains why we ain't getting a lot of J albums.
And I don't know how to make music that's not reflective of how I'm feeling at the moment. It would have been fiery,
That would have been.
but I don't know if it's done more harm than good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because, you know, I have a lot of like scratch ideas and they like all bad. I gotta be honest, they're bad. It's just like all bad.
The streets really wanted you on that Clips album.
Yeah, I was close. I think if
we would have got Jay on the Clips album, that would have been fire. That would have been fire if we got a Jay verse on that Clips album. You know, get some Kendrick on there, some Jay. That would have stamped it as more of a classic than it already is, to be honest with you. If we would have got Jay on that album, that's wild.
I gotta be honest, they're bad. It's just
We
like
got a Jay
all
album
bad.
coming.
The streets
though, I'm
really
telling
wanted you on that Clips album.
Yeah, I was close. But I think I think the first thing that I say, it has to be said from me.
You can't be like a.
I don't want to be so rigid with it though. I'm gonna keep that open. So I'm gonna take that back. But at that moment, I was like, yeah, I want to do something, but in order for me to move forward, I gotta get this shit out. I gotta get it out.
When we're talking about putting on for the culture, what does it mean to you to be at the helm of a cultural event so important as the Super Bowl?
I think everyone should experience music in its totality.
Shout out to Jay too for running the Super Bowls for the last 7-8 years. It feels like damn near, but yeah, Jay's shows and lineups have been pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, I've enjoyed every Super Bowl performance. Like some less than others, but for the most part, it's been very entertaining compared to the ones that I've grown up watching. So, and that's maybe because I just enjoy the culture, dog. That's just me.
And for a lot of years, it was only one side of music that was being represented.
Yeah.
And we got the opportunity to create a more balanced idea of what popular music is today.
Yeah.
I'm not going out on a limb. It's the most famous people in the world.
Statistically supported.
It's like I'm not like I didn't pick like the indie artist that I really like from Portland. The #1 streamed artist in the world. Him.
It's crazy that I think last year was still like the first solo rap act, which is crazy to say that last year was that.
Right, which is
was it a hard one to get across the board?
Not without conversations that was like dated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you said, the stats show Kendrick broke the audience record.
Yep.
It's not rocket science. It's like this is the music of our time.
We're shifting the culture,
and it should be represented on the biggest stage because these are some of the. I'm not saying they're the only artists, right? Obviously, other artists would be offended.
Yeah.
But I think that was the right choice.
As a rapper, first and foremost, and being one of the pillars of contemporary rap, I would have to imagine that you got a special kick out of watching that show, though, in particular.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I thought it was brave. I thought what he did was brave, and it speaks to who he is as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
He could have made it a little easy on himself.
Just aesthetically and like what the
No. Aesthetically, it was beautiful. It was flawless. The artistic choice to play
the new album
was a choice, and brave in front of that big of an audience. Because even if 10 million people know some of these songs, there's 120 million people that's like, what is he doing? And as an artist, to stand up there and do it and complete your vision was like, I had to tip my hat. Like, I have a high respect for him already, but like even more my respect was like, he's really about what he say he's about.
Yeah.
I
have to ask you this only as a participant and
you don't have to give a disclaimer first.
Well, I'm just saying.
Jay's like, yo, just ask a question. It's funny how when you interview artists like that, like how nervous you can get no matter who it is or whatever. Like, it's like you feel like you got to be like, yo, I know you probably get these questions a lot or whatever, but let me put this out there. And artists be like, yo, just ask a question. But you got to remember, we look at y'all as something different sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just comes with y'all presence. It comes with y'all aura. That's hilarious.
As
you don't have to. He's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this only as a participant and
you don't have to give a disclaimer first.
Well, I'm just saying, as someone who was part of probably the genre's biggest rap beef.
Well, until now.
As a spectator, what did you think of the 2024 back and forth between him and Drake?
I'm gonna have an answer you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like. That's presumptuous. I think that, look, there was 4 pillars of hip hop. There are 4 pillars of hip hop, right?
Yep.
There's breakdancing.
Yep.
And it's graffiti.
Yep.
There's DJing and battling.
Yep.
Breakdance is not at the forefront of rap anymore. It's actually an Olympics sport. So that's dead.
Graffiti barely exists.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You know, in certain places.
Yeah.
And even in like, major art and like Keith Haring.
Yeah.
And Basquiat, actually, a street artist.
Yeah.
Took it to a next level.
It's funny that he mentioned Basquiat and like, it's funny that we're bringing up art because a lot of things through this GQ interview and this magazine and like what the cuts are very artistic and stuff that they're showing because Jay's into art now. Remember, Jay's been into art for a long time and shit, you know what I mean? So that's pretty dope, you know what I mean? And yeah.
It's not part of hip hop. DJing. The DJ was in the forefront. It's been Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Right, yeah.
Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah.
You don't even know the DJ for half of the artists anymore. Who's Drake DJ? I have no idea. Okay.
Couldn't tell you off top.
That no
And
longer.
I feel like the DJ and stuff is touch and go though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he just skipped over like the DJ Envies, the DJ Clues, DJ K Slaves, DJ Funk Flex. Like, we had our pockets of DJs for a little bit. I can't say that no longer exists, but it's fading away slowly but surely. So is Jay also trying to say that the pillars of hip hop is slowly fading away as we're getting into this as well too? Because this is kind of what leads into people feeling away about battle rap or whatever the context or whatever he said about battle rap and what people are upset about. That's why I got to listen to things in context, because I've ignored everything as far as what people say in their opinions, like when they're saying it and they're just showing the quotes. Like, I'm like, I got to hear the whole thing. But he's not wrong about how things have faded out. The art's still in there, and the graffiti, I don't think I've seen too much graffiti things going in there. Breakdancing, done. You know what I mean? But DJing, that's still there. I disagree with Jay on that. I disagree with Jay. But the pillars are still existent in its own sense.
Exists. And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement, and I love the sparring and the music you get.
Mm-hmm.
But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like.
So about that, it's like, we listen to the battle though. You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes back to like the status of the battle. We can't act like Drake didn't ask for that to happen as far as the angle, because if the friendly fade would have been kept the way it was, we wouldn't have necessarily got the attack on his character and everything. But as soon as Family Matters dropped, it went and took a left turn. But that's what all battling is. And Jay should know that as well too. We left condoms on the baby seat. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, the gloves is off. You know what I'm saying? Is that your chick? Jay's got his fair share of all of that as well too. So that's why I'm kind of shocked that Jay's kind of taking this angle in regards to battling on records and hearing, you know, the angles that people take when they're dissing people on wax, because the theme has also always been keeping on wax. And we also know the fan bases, you know what I mean, are gonna fan base. They're gonna choose their person, their artist, their rapper, their guy, and they're gonna ride with them. That's always gonna be an element of it, whether you have people on the same track rapping with each other and it's friendly, or you have a rap battle on wax. It's all the same. I'm not agreeing with Jay on this though.
I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on, like, you know, on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
come on, we left condoms on the baby seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, well, you home alone while she out with me, room 112 hotel balcony. What she say, Jay? You can call the house for me. There's no respect at all. You better check it, dog. She keep begging me to hit it raw so she can have her kids and say it was yours. How foul is she? And you wiped her. Shit, I put the rubber on tighter. Sent her home, but you hit the home. You know what I'm saying? That's not your chick. We share that girl. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jigga.
place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. You know, maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, you know, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music.
You know, and I hate to say this, you know, and it's funny when I do my you know, my couch conversations, and especially if I'm interviewing with a rapper, I'll always ask them, you know, is battle rapping bad for hip hop? And it's funny that everybody who considers Jay-Z the GOAT, that their GOAT is saying this, and their response is usually saying, yes, battle rap is absolutely good for it. It's not bad. It's only bad when it crosses over off record. You know, when you're including fan bases of what's going on Twitter and the internet like Jay just did, I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of that approach of it, because that just comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? As more eyes get onto it, as you know, the evolution changes. Like before, we had magazines and we didn't have as much opinions on it, so it's just another element added to it. But I think it also helps both artists at the end of the day. I mean, shit. At the end of the day, some people got put on to Kendrick through the battle and stuff. I was not put on through Kendrick like that, but like I became a fan. You know what I mean? So I'm not agreeing with Jay on this, man. And like my other thing is, I always feel like the ones that say battle rapping is bad for the business are always the ones that are on the receiving end, that are on the losing end. Like Drake has said it, sued. Ja Rule has said it, lost. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, and with all respect, he may have won the war, you know what I'm saying, the money side of it, the fame side of it, but he lost that battle to Nas too. You know what I'm saying? We understand what's going on here. The losers of battles will say it's bad for hip hop. Don't understand what that theme is, but that's definitely what's going on with this right here, in my opinion. That's just from my observation. The losers tend to say that battling and rap battles is bad for hip hop, but normally the winners don't feel this way. That's just me.
With collaborations, more so than as far as, I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music. With collaborations, more so than
This is true.
breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I love that Jay said this as well too, because I've also said this on countless occasions where there's always a competitive aspect when rappers collab on tracks. I said this when M and L got on the track together. We've heard this with M and Busta. We've heard this with Jay and Eminem. When they collab, you're always wondering who's having the better verse. We're always debating who had the better verse. And the rappers themselves will tell you, I'm trying to take that nigga head off. I'm trying to take his head off. I'm trying to, like, there's always a competitive aspect and competitive sparring to collapse. So I do agree with Jay, and I agree and disagree. Once again, I agree and disagree. If it spills outside of wax and it spills into the streets, which usually isn't even the artist, it's usually the entourages, the people that are around them that spark the chaos from these things that are said on records. Because let's call it a buck. 9 times out of 10, most rappers aren't really the guys that are doing the dirty work. It's their people that they're around. So that's what causes the problems with rap beef, because most of those guys are actually street dudes versus usually the rappers, 75% of them may not be really the street guys. They're just surrounded by a bunch of street guys. So when the cliques click up or they meet up, that's what causes and ensues the violence. So once again, I don't think I agree with this, dog. I don't think I agree with Jay's take on that, B.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing, and you had
to said that. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the video, hype to the channel, dog. Hype to the channel. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's a little bit late, but yeah, dog.
It's more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Right on point.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing, and you had the battle and it was fun, and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to.
See, but that's just levels to the internet though. Like you're gonna have your wild extreme fan bases here and your wild extreme fan bases over there, and then you're gonna have like your hip hop people. That's just gonna come with it. That goes back to stan culture. That's a testament more to stan culture than rap battling, in my opinion. That goes to stan culture when you're talking about that, because fan bases tend to really ride for their guy. And let's not act like Drake was not playing a part of that. Like that, they took advantage and made that a thing with the internet. Like I know Kendrick fans was doing the same thing, Cole fans doing that, but fan bases do that. If this was 20 years ago and the internet was like how it is now with Jay and Nas, you would get the same results. You would get the same results.
Wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child, and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Facts.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple
I do agree with that, though. The internet did ruin that rap beef. And I'll tell you exactly at what point I feel like it did ruin it. It was right around the time when Family Matters and Meet the Grams dropped, because that's when it got sloppy. That's when it got into like slop of like, oh, he's got Dave Free. And once again, Drake started it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got great music, but once again, Drake started the turn of making it ugly that way. And Kendrick responded as I feel like any MC would: wash dirt with dirt. You know what I'm saying? After he already said, let's keep it a friendly fade, we should keep it that way, Drake said, fuck that. They free. Then that's when it got ugly into the rumors, tearing down families, calling people minor things, pedos and PDF files and stuff. So, you know, I gotta agree and disagree with Jay on this, man. How y'all feeling in the chat? You know what I'm saying? How y'all feeling in the chat about that, man? Where's y'all stance on how Jay feels about battles on wax? I'm seeing here that, let's see, I seen something in the chat that you said that was really good. Where is it? You said something really important, so I want to cover that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Or sorry, Serge, you said something very important. Let's not act like battle rapping hasn't always had nasty consequences. Like, I mean, remember the battle of Biggie and Tupac. And I mean, everybody likes to go there for that. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of the battles on wax that ended in that result for one of the most iconic guys in the game. But I even go Jay and Nas, you know what I'm saying? Like, the nasty consequences that came with that, just as far as what the words were being said. Now, obviously, that led to the ultimate consequences with Biggie and Pac, which was they're no longer here with us. But, you know, deals get ruined, businesses get ruined, you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on what happens beyond wax. Like, even with Joe and 50, you know what I'm saying? When Joe and 50 had their beef, Fat Joe said that it ruined the deal that he had with Jordan Brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things affect the bread, especially when you're now spilling off of record, because those things was at awards shows. This was no longer on wax. It was at public settings and stuff like that. So that's where I feel like all of these things play a part with that. But once again, long as it stays on record, and if you see each other as not like no smoke or no static, but it doesn't ruin things. But if it stays on wax, that's when it's better for the business. And once again, that does sell. Rap beef does sell. So
steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about
Well,
it.
it even kind of extended to you, right? Because people made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh, man.
all right, so he's getting into the Super Bowl aspect of it, which is something I want to hear too. But I disagree with Jay-Z like entirely when he says it doesn't need to be a part of the culture. I think it very well does need to be a part of the culture, because granted, the points that he made, I think that's just a different element that doesn't fall into the rap battle culture. That falls into stan culture. I think Jay was referring more towards stan culture and what comes out of the stan culture when battle rap happens. You know what I'm saying? Because that same culture happens when dudes collab on records too, especially if the conversation is who had a better verse. So you're never gonna escape what stan culture brings to hip hop. You're never gonna escape it, whether it's a collaboration, whether it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? It's unavoidable at this point. You know what I mean? So I completely 1000% disagree with Jay-Z in regards to that. Now, I've also seen people feel like he's talking about battle rap, which once again, you got to listen to the context of things too. In the context of what Jay was talking about, he's specifically talking about battle on wax. He's strictly talking about battle on wax. He's not talking about battle rapping on stage. I don't even think Jay even cares about the battle rapping on stage, even though that's a different part of the sport. But he's talking about mainstream and on records because Jay's a mainstream type of nigga. So I'm assuming that's where he's at with that. I mean, not even assuming, I heard the entire conversation. But I disagree because, once again, it brings back the competitive nature. it brings more ears and eyes to a specific artist, and it also sharpens people's pens, and it puts more pressure on if an artist is truly what he's rapping about, because that's really a big part of what I see too. If an artist like a J. Cole, for example, is rapping about how he's the greatest, how he would slay MCs and no MC could see him, I don't see why you can't have a battle on wax where you keep it on wax, and you know the bars will be the bars, but I don't see how you don't do that. I don't see how you don't gain being the top in rap superiority, you know what I'm saying, if you don't battle on wax. I just don't see it. So to say that it doesn't belong in the culture anymore, I disagree, dog. Like, once again, it goes back to that stand culture that should be eliminated, which will never be eliminated, but stand culture ruined battle rapping on wax, not the other factors to it, because that's always an element. Being disrespectful and saying wild things, you might as well say, we might as well go back to hip hop and hippity hip hop hop, you don't stop and make it all peaceful and fun. Like, it's not about the words that are being said, it's about the stand culture. But we gonna let him finish.
He's choosing the side, and he's putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. Like,
You chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side, and he's putting, and he's not.
like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year.
That's a fact.
I think it was the right choice.
Makes sense.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like, what's that got to do with me?
Or
Have at it. Have fun. It's almost like
The funny thing about that too, when you hear people try to be like Jay chose an allegiance or Nicki Minaj go off or whatever, it's like, did this man not show up on all of this guy's albums like as a feature? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, to my knowledge, I feel like Jay only had one feature with Kendrick, which was Kill My Vibe. You know what I'm saying? But Jay's been on multiple Drake songs and albums, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion. So to say all that, I'm just like, that's, and once again, that stands back to stand culture. Stand culture ruins the culture of hip hop. It's not these other elements. The internet and stand culture, those two are a recipe of just ruining and sucking the fun out of things. That's all it is. I wish he said that, since he's on the internet so much. No, I'm playing.
not on just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like, everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like, what the fuck? Like, what? I'm fucking Jay-Z. or due respect to him, I'm fucking old.
I'm fucking old.
Dude, respectfully.
or
You gotta be the goat of the goats to be talking shit like that. I love that. We're gonna play that back too. Like, what the fuck? I'm fucking Jay-Z.
Like, what? I'm fucking Jay-Z. or due respect to him, I'm fucking old.
Fucking old.
Dude, respectfully.
or
Like, for what? To what end?
yeah,
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
yeah.
And I think they haven't.
Let's not forget too. Sorry, Mr. Drizzy, for the art that I done bought. You know what I'm saying? All that shit like that too. Like, Jay is a slick talker. Like, don't let this interview of I'm the old guy, get off my lawn mentality that he just tried to spit on us fool us right now. Don't let it distract us from the fact that Jay said, sorry, Mr. Drizzy. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this distract us from that either too.
Like each other for a long time.
Before you had anything to do with it.
For a while.
Yeah.
I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing.
Yeah.
It didn't
years.
happen at the Summer Jam.
Yes.
That happened. The Lex and TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
And Fleek, what is it?
And that's always the case for all these rap battles. And we already knew it was like 15 years of build up for that. But with Jay and Nas, but the thing is too, with the Jay and Nas situation and the yeah, sorry, I'm getting things mixed. It's late. The Jay and Nas situation and the Drake and Kendrick situation, like, that was more like, you were my friend, but I didn't like you, or like, you know, you don't like me anymore. Where Jay and Nas was like, 90s street tale, street lore was different. The elements from Jay and Nas was entirely different versus a Kendrick and a Nas, because rap today, the street element is still there, but the top artists aren't the street guys either, or weren't from like that street type of dealings. You know what I'm saying? Jay and Nas' era and generation is different versus Kendrick and a Drake thing. You know what I'm saying? Plus, both of these brothers were from New York. Kendrick and Drake are just, this is a rap game thing. You know what I'm saying? There was the King of New York element on top of being the best in the rap game. You know what I'm saying? All of that was included versus Drake. There was so much less included with Drake and Kendrick, where it's just like, it was just rap superiority. That was it.
The Myth Bleak slug.
But it didn't happen at the Summer Jam. That happened, the Lexington TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
Bag
Myth Bleak, what is the Myth Bleak slugs in your hat, right?
It was slugs in your hat. It was a bunch of like little things that led up to that point. And then when it happened, I actually regret that.
Home alone, watching y'all with me, room 112, hotel balcony. How's you say, Jay? You can call the house for me. There's no respect at all. You better check it, dog. She keep begging me to hit it raw so you can have her kids and say it was yours. How foul is she? And you wiped her. Shit, I put the rubber on tighter, sent her home. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I really like
your chick?
Really nice guy.
But also to your point, like I remember I was like 10 or 11 when that happened. I was like,
bigger side.
Well, I was on your side.
Yeah, I could clearly.
But
he's like, if he wasn't, you wouldn't be doing this interview right now.
I was on your side.
Yeah, I could clearly.
But my position was I can't go out and buy Stillmatic or ask my parents to buy.
Damn, that's why I can't talk to Jay, because I was on Nas's side. This is why, you know what I'm saying? He knew somewhere down the line I was fucking with Nas and, you know, the ether shit. You know, I was an ether nigga. My bad, Jay. Yo, you just said it was for the rap game. It's supposed to be fun. You said it was supposed to be fun, Jay. I didn't really choose a side. I just heard the better song. I still fuck with Takeover. You know what I'm saying?
Stillmatic.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna borrow it and burn it because I can't deny one mic, you know?
Like I want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I ain't supporting them.
Or
Yeah.
I love how they cut it right there.
so it's almost kind of like fostering the same independence that you carry versus like
Right back to the
just
beginning.
being like you're signed to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna curate your career in this sort of way.
Yeah.
You know. I never was comfortable with that anyway.
With being
An artist's
charged.
expression should be their expression.
Mhm.
I really fall back. That's what I think what happened with Cole. Like just the narrative around Cole is that we didn't love Cole. No, we believed in him enough to let him find his journey.
Yeah.
And he found his path. It took him a minute,
Yeah.
but he found his way.
Was that something that you had to learn yourself though too? Because Cole will tell the story about how like you wanted to sit him with Stargate and maybe think about that single.
Yeah, I was giving him a chance to take his talent and show it to the most people possible,
Yeah.
but his way. I didn't force on it. It's like, here's this record from Stargate, and you putting it out like I forced Bleak to make Men Bleak. Is like, no.
I mean, I think that worked.
Bleak, my little brother, he has to listen to me. You know what I mean?
Word.
But like for J. Cole, he has to find his own direction, and I'm gonna give him the tools.
Yeah.
I mean, we made big records with Stargate. They made humongous records and on Rihanna and blah blah blah, and even I think they made the Wiz Khalifa.
Hold on. Checking in with the chat again. Agreed, Serge. Battle rap is very, very, very necessary. Just needs to stay on wax. Yup, stand culture. I agree. Jay battled DMX. Love for hours, right? I'm pretty sure he gets live battles. Honestly, the only explanation for this is Cole said. I don't think I understand what you said there, E-Money. But yeah, Jay did battle DMX, and they say that Jay lost that battle too. But you know, that's up and down. It all depends. And yeah, now I'm very aware that he dissed him on We Made You too, as well. And if it was a rap battle between Jay-Z and Eminem, like a battle on wax, you already know who I'm taking. I'm taking Eminem. I'm taking Eminem hands down. That is like clear cut for me. Like I don't think Jay lyrically is fucking with M, especially if it came to like a battle rap, you know what I mean? And on top of that, I've also, you know, if you want to go back and check those videos out, I've also been one to say that Jay and M already did their subliminal spat, and I think people just missed it. You know what I'm saying? I think people honestly just missed it. Like fans and hardcore fans at the time, and this is before the internet was really like how it was, because it's like 2009, 2010. So these spaces weren't where they are today for people to be talking about it and making it as it was, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you go back and listen to Every Day as a Star Is Born by Jay off of Blueprint 3, if you go and listen to Seduction off of Recovery, and both those albums came out around the same time, with Blueprint 3 coming out around 2009, I want to say, and then Recovery in 2010. If I'm not mistaken, I may be off by a year or two, but they were back-to-backs. And if you just hear the context of what they were rapping about, and also I got to give you a reminder in Blueprint 3 as well too. I think the reminder was the reason why Seduction actually was dropped. That's just my opinion. It could be a reach, it could be a stretch, but context and how things aligned, I already think they already had this subliminal spat, and Seduction dusted off everything from that. And then on top of that, there's other songs that M had that I also felt like those were subliminals towards Jay's as well too, like the I Get Money freestyle. They keep on saying the same rappers are the best, Jay-Z and Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was also another time. The I'm the GOAT, which was an unreleased song, was somewhere where I feel like he also low-key was subliminally not dissing Jay, because once again it's a mutual respect, but I'm always going to say that these, like he said in the interview as well, they're sparring and there's friendly, like, you know, little things that people do on wax. So I feel like that was a time as well too. And Fly Away, I think, was another one where I feel like there was a period where M was doing the subbies to Jay. I feel, me personally, once again, those are all the songs that I'm gonna name. Y'all can agree or disagree, go back and listen to them a little bit, but I think they had their subliminal moments already, just as a friendly spar, because once again, these are friendly things that happen. It just depends on what's being said on the records, which makes it take a different turn. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we made big records with Stargate. They made humongous records and on Rihanna and blah blah blah, and even I think they made the Wiz Khalifa Black and Yellow.
Yep. Yeah.
Biggest songs in the world.
Yeah.
You don't want to go sit with? Fine.
All right.
You know, so I'm gonna present that, but I'm not gonna make them do it.
Yeah. What is your relationship with Cole like these days?
Obviously, there's things behind the scenes, with, you know, like you know, audits and shit like that gets complicated.
Yeah.
But I think you given a chance to prove that you're above board is an opportunity.
Word.
So I don't have any negative feelings for him. I'm actually super proud of him and what he's done.
It sounds like you're still, like, when you came in, we were talking about the mixtape, like you're still engaging with the work as a fan, too.
Yeah, Clue sent it to me, actually.
Oh, word?
Clue, not Cole.
Yeah?
Yeah, he sent it to me because he's proud, right?
Yeah.
Think about Clue. Like, he have, like, a resurgence behind it.
Yeah. I want to go back to this idea we were talking about just doing things the right way, even when that comes to, like, attaining wealth and continuing to amass wealth. We're talking about B-sides. One of your illest lines to me is face to the ceiling, race to a billion, heaven on earth, will his wings still fit him? So,
Yeah.
like, what's the answer to that question? Is it a constant struggle to maintain?
Your morality defines who you are, right? It's not what you've attained. It's not a dollar amount that changes you.
Yeah.
And if so, what is that dollar amount? When does it start? Is it 100,000? Is it 150? Like, at what point, if it's a cutoff, if it's like all millionaires are bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so at 999,000, I'm good. It can't be that way, right? It doesn't make any sense. The system is set up against me, against us. But I'm talking about my specific struggle.
Yeah.
Everything was against me. My talent, not taking advantage of people, not taking advantage of a system, not creating tax loopholes, not just taking from other people. No, my talent pushed against all the headwind, and with that success, I've done things with my reach that I wanted to do that was helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And with the system that we have, what are you going to do? Because I don't believe in that the idea that someone has a certain amount of money, it defines their personality.
So when you have, like, an example like that versus, like, the kind of, I would say, commonplace public perception that someone would say all billionaires are bad or no one should have $1 billion. Like, what's the tension in that?
I got to give you the honest answer.
Please.
There's no tension.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say. You can believe what you want to believe.
Word.
You know, and people behave the way they want to behave.
You was who you was before you got here.
You was who you was before you got here.
Yeah.
That's the makeup of your
was
person.
who you was
You're
before
gonna
you
believe what
got
you're gonna
here.
believe, and you're gonna behave the way you behave.
You're looking at a year that you defined to me as all offense. And, you know, you said that you made scratches and they sounded kind of like fiery and maybe not anything you wanted to put out. So it made me wonder, like, what are the hallmarks of a great Jay-Z album right now? Like, what are you trying to put out there that you would want to put out
I
there?
don't know yet. I don't know. But I know that we have enough negativity currently. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I need to create currently that's gonna like fulfill me.
Okay.
And make me happy, because that's most important.
Yeah.
Right? And whatever that feeling is, you know, will vibrate and, like, you know, touch people in a way with its honesty. And maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm stopping myself from just creating. Trying to create something that people like
Yeah.
is where I think a lot of artists get jammed up.
Right.
You know,
Overthinking it?
Yeah, they just try to make.
Or reverse engineer it. Yeah.
Yeah, or, like, you know, they love the feeling of that white hot feeling of when they was you know, it felt new.
Yeah.
And that newness, trying to create that, is where they get jammed up, because you don't know slang, and you don't think, and it's sad. It's like, it's cringy. Like,
Yeah.
nah, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Make your type of music.
Word.
Because you ain't doing what you saying you're doing. I'm not doing the same thing I was doing in '96.
Yeah.
So we need to make that any type of music that approaches that would be embarrassing, because it's not authentic. You just gotta make something timeless that I really love, and that's really honest and true to who I am.
You once said to the Russian billionaire that you were doing business with, I think with the Nets or Barclays, Mikhail. And you were saying how he showed you that, like, you both stayed at the same hotel and you were on one floor and you thought you were staying on the highest floor. And then he revealed that there was an even higher floor that he stayed on. And that lesson to you was that there's always a higher floor to climb. So I wanted to check back in and see if you still feel that way. Like, do you feel like you've reached the highest floor, or there's still floors to climb, and what the next however many years looks for you?
Yeah, they're long stories, because I thought the highest floor in the building was the end of it, right? The next step is, like, owning the building. No, you're staying at my hotel.
That's hard.
I think in that way, if we just stay childlike and stay curious, there's always going to be another level.
That's a fact. Yo, he just dropped so many jewels on that, dog. But, like, yo, once again, there's always levels to this. You never reach the top unless you're just satisfied at where you're at. Jay dropped some jewels in that, man. I like that interview a lot, man. I think a lot of people took a lot of things out of context, especially because, you know, in the world where we take sound bites and we take clips and we take quotes and we form our opinion off of it, I think people should have sat down with this and just digested it a little bit, gave it a listen, really heard what Jay was saying, and not even what Jay was saying, the questions that was asked that led to what Jay's responses were, I think is more important as well, too. And really getting the entire statement and the entire piece of the conversation versus your Instagram clip or your TikTok feed where, you know, somebody like myself might clip it up to make it go viral or whatever, which I ain't going viral, so I don't clip anything up to go viral. I just do my thing and I be out. But, you know, I liked what he had to say. I disagreed, though, with his battle rapping opinion. I disagreed with that. I also disagreed with his Pillars of Hip Hop piece a little bit, and I say halfway because I think DJing is still an element, but he made major points of, like, you don't even know who, like, a Drake's DJ is. Like, I don't know who their DJ is, but to say that DJing is, you know, dead or whatever, I feel like there's still big elements because, like I said, you know, we had the DJ Clue, DJ Drama King, DJ K Slade, DJ P Cutter. Like, I feel like those were a major pillar and still are around in different facets and stuff, but they're still around. You know what I'm saying? You just have to look for it a little bit. So I disagreed a little bit, and I also feel like Jay lives in an entirely different reality from what the common regular folks, millionaire folks, because this is billionaire Jay we talking to. This ain't just like Mossy Jay. This ain't rapper Jay. This isn't I own the Nets, Jay. This is Billy J. This is the Billy Carters we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? He's the Billy Carter. So their reality is a whole lot different. But the stuff that he's saying isn't wrong, because there's the levels that you have to get to reach that. He's at the top of the level of what us would see. You know what I'm saying? But even him, there's people that are on the next level above him, and he's going to stay curious to get on top of that level. So that just goes to show with that, man. It just goes to show how much you want it, how much you want to grind for it. And he still has a love for music, is what I heard as well, too. Was like, I think it's pretty dope that he was working with Beyonce behind the scenes on a lot of things, and we may get a Jay-Z album out of that. But I liked what I had to hear out of that, man. Shout out Jay. We fucking with that, man. We, like I said, when the legends talk, we listen. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Don't forget to like the video, hype this video. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're lurking and smirking, hit that button.